Undp is a partner of the Government of Kenya through the Ministry of Environment and Forestry for the implementation of the Forest Carbon Partnership Facility REDD Readiness project, which aims to contribute to the goal of increasing Kenya's tree cover to 10% and over by 2022. During the 5th edition of the annual tree planting for Kaptagat Forest in Gishu County on July 24, 2021, the Principal Secretary for the Ministry of Environment and Forestry, Dr. Kiptoo, said the ministry is keen to achieving the national target of 10% forest cover.
First, we want to address all degraded, gazetted public and community forests. The second is to look at all water towers and wetlands to make sure that all of those that are degraded are restored. Then we have also wildlife conservancies, game parks and other areas of wildlife. We also make sure we restore them. We have also the mangroves, which is another area, especially along the coast, where we address degraded areas. Then we have the urban green spaces. We aim at ensuring that all urban areas, we green them. That is part of this strategy.
Dr. Kiptoo also said the development of the National Forestry Policy will catalyze the process of achieving the target of 10% forest cover.
In order for us to do well in terms of our strategy, we must have the right policy framework and the right legal framework and the regulatory framework. And this is where our partners, such as UNDP, have really come in very handy to support us. We want to say thank you very much, and also, of course, through the REDD program, we have the strategy that is being put in place, and quite a number of policy documents that are in place. And therefore, we hope that the Cabinet will be able to approve the bill to Parliament, and then we should be able to address a number of these.
It is estimated that Kenya loses about 12,000 hectares of forests annually. According to the head of Forest Conservation Directorate at the Ministry of Environment and Forestry and the National REDD+ Coordinator Alfred Gichu, this loss can be attributed to various drivers of deforestation and forest degradation. Key among them is the unsustainable firewood harvesting and charcoal production.
About 70% of the national energy demand is coming from firewood, and we have about 80% of our population that relies on that resource, especially in the rural settings.
Other than unsustainable firewood harvesting and charcoal production, other drivers of deforestation in Kenya include settlements due to increasing population pressure around forests, development of infrastructure including roads passing through and eroding forests, increased demand for wood products, conversion of forest areas to both subsistence and commercial agricultural lands, forest fires, overgrazing, and unsustainable utilization of forestry resources. The Government of Kenya has partnered with UNDP to deal with these drivers.
We have been engaged over the last few years with UNDP through the National REDD+ process in a project that has supported this country understand what is driving forest cover changes and support us in what we call a National REDD+ Readiness process. And the National REDD+ process where you now develop through an extensive consultation process a national strategy that informs how we will address those drivers. So we will have a national REDD+ strategy at the end of the day, towards the end of this year. We also want to be able to communicate in terms of those agents of change, in terms of our climate change contribution, where we start today in terms of a baseline, so that when we propose interventions moving forward, then to be very easy to monitor. And that baseline level is what we call a forest reference level. So we will be communicating that number. We also want to establish an effective national forest monitoring system. And we also want to propose for ourselves a forest sector that delivers value at the end of the day beyond climate.